When we think about superheroes, we usually picture saviors from the sky, right? But what if a hero's real journey wasn't just about saving a city, but about becoming it? Well, that's pretty much the story of Rocket, whose personal journey is an incredible metaphor for the social evolution of her home, Dakota City. So here's how we're going to break this down. We're going to follow this parallel journey. We'll start with how Rocket mirrors her city, then how she becomes a catalyst for change, and how she deals with problems that, frankly, superpowers just can't fix. Then we'll get into how she completely shifts the power dynamic, starts writing a new story for her city, and becomes a true hero from the block. This quote right here, it just gets to the absolute heart of it all. It perfectly frames the whole idea. You really can't understand Dakota City's evolution unless you understand the journey of Raquel Irvin, who is one of its very own. Okay, so let's rewind and go right back to the beginning. How does Raquel, even before she's Rocket, act as a mirror for the entire state of her city? The parallel here is just, wow, it's striking. On one side, you've got Raquel Irvin. She's a teenager, she dreams of being a writer, but she feels completely hopeless because of her limited prospects. And on the other side, you have Dakota City, a place just full of brilliant, energetic people who feel totally trapped by systemic neglect. You see it, right? Both are just brimming with this untapped potential, just waiting for something to light the fuse. And that fuse gets lit in one single pivotal moment. A moment that transforms not just Raquel, but ends up setting Dakota on a completely new path. This is her big shift from bystander to hero. And what's so amazing is that her first heroic act, it isn't about physical strength at all. It's about her voice. When she convinces the powerful, reclusive Augustus Freeman to become the hero icon, she's basically making a demand on behalf of her entire community. She's saying, hey, all this hidden power in our city, it needs to be activated for everyone's good, not just left sitting on the sidelines. Talk about a transformation. Raquel, the hopeless bystander, becomes Rocket, the hero, a true agent of change who demands action. And this isn't just a personal makeover, it really signifies the awakening of a whole community that is just tired of being ignored. But the story very quickly brings things back down to earth. It moves beyond just capes and aliens and starts to explore challenges that superpowers, honestly, they just can't solve. So, Rocket's unexpected pregnancy, it becomes this really powerful metaphor for all the messy, complicated stuff that comes with urban life. Like this quote says, these are problems you can't just punch your way out of. The story is forced to deal with issues that are way more intricate than just stopping the next supervillain. I mean, just think about the real-world hurdles she's up against, trying to navigate the healthcare system, finding childcare, dealing with the social stigma of being a young parent. And all this is happening while Dakota is reeling from the scars of the Big Bang, that huge event that created so many superpowered people. Her personal struggle is a direct reflection of the city's struggle. And that's the big takeaway here, right? The story makes this powerful point that heroism isn't just about winning fights, it's about resilience in your own life, about navigating those personal difficulties with real strength. That internal battle is every bit as important as the physical ones. This whole theme of grounded, real-world heroism, well, it extends to her partnership with Icon, which itself evolves to symbolize a huge shift in Dakota's social structure. At first, the dynamic is pretty much what you'd expect. She's the student, right, learning from this immortal alien, but very quickly the roles flip. She becomes his teacher, explaining the real, on-the-ground struggles of modern life that his power and distance have kind of blinded him to. And their partnership is a direct mirror of what's happening in the city. You've got grassroots movements starting to push back against these top-down solutions from the city's elite. Just like Rocket, they're demanding a seat at the table, arguing that they know what their communities need way better than any outsider. Which brings us to another really fascinating layer of this story, Raquel's dream of becoming a writer. It's not just a side plot. It's a metaphor for the whole community trying to reclaim its own story. Her writing basically becomes a form of activism. She uses it to counter the biased stories in the mainstream media and to document the complex, messy truth of life in Dakota. In doing that, she's actually creating a roadmap for other people to find their own power. Her pen symbolizes this intellectual awakening for the entire city. It's learning to define itself on its own terms. So, as you see all these different threads coming together, what you get is a new kind of hero, one who isn't defined by her distance from the people, but by her deep, deep connection to them. Her journey from a sidekick to a real community leader just embodies this idea perfectly. That real, lasting change doesn't come from outsiders. It comes from the leadership of the people who actually live there, the ones who have the most at stake. And this is absolutely crucial to who she is. She never flies off to become some remote, godlike figure. Nope, that is not her path. Instead, she stays grounded. She is and always will be a woman of Dakota. Her strength, her identity, her heroism, it's all forged right there in the streets and the struggles of her city. So, what Rocket represents in the end is a totally different model for being a hero. She's not an outsider protecting a community. She's an integral part of it, a living, breathing symbol of its resilience, its struggle, and its progress. And all of this leaves us with a final thought. Rocket's story really redefines what a hero can be, shifting the focus away from sheer power and onto authentic community connection. It really makes you ask, in our own world, what does it truly mean to be a hero for your community?